Hey, it's your girl, your favorite paralegal, aka Cassandra Lynn, and welcome to Legal Doc Talk 24/7. Hope you guys are having an awesome Friday. Hey, y'all, so check this out. Russell Brand, he is the comedian, has been hit with gRape and sexual assault charges in the United Kingdom. And it's crazy that this has popped out, but I am not surprised. When I first started my channel back in June last year, I was going to do I don't even know what to call it. Not a podcast, but kind of go over all of the sexual assault cases that were being filed at that time, specifically in New York, because they had the Adult Survivors Act, and they had to ensure that all of these petitions were filed before the deadline. And we know that Cassie did, and so many more others. And when I just did a typical search of all of the cases that were filed, not a specific, party, but just those type of cases, Russell Brand came up, Trump came up, Cuba Gooding Jr., Sean Combs, Ben Affleck. The list goes on, y'all. And at that time, I was just tired of reading Diddy cases because, well, let me see, what was I doing? I can't remember. What was I doing? I think I pulled all of those up, and I was just like, man, this is crazy. And then after reading these civil lawsuits, it just got overwhelming. And I was like, well, maybe let me take a break. Let me take a break from reading these essay cases because they do something to you. And so, not saying that I forgot about Russell Brand and many others, it's just that I felt like it was draining. But I'm not surprised with the allegations that came out. So I am going to update you guys with what the UK has charged him with. And then we're going to dive into that 2023 lawsuit against him by Jane Doe. And I want to see if you guys will still have the same, I guess, thoughts about him. I don't know. Let's hop right on into it. Shout out to the AP News. This is my source that I go to. And it reads, British police charge comedian Russell Brand with gRape and sexual assault. London. British police on Friday charged Russell Brand with gRape and sexual assault following an 18-month investigation sparked when four women alleged they had been assaulted by the controversial comedian. London's Metropolitan Police Force said Brand, age 50, faces one count of gRape, one of indecent assault, one of oral gRape, and two of sexual assault. Brand denied engaging in consensual sexual activity. I'm going to repeat that. Brand denied engaging in non-consensual sexual activity, meaning he didn't rape nobody. The alleged offenses involved four women and took place between 1999 and 2005, one in the English seaside town of Bournemouth, and the other three in the Westminster area of central London. Police said the investigation remains open and urged anyone with relevant information to contact the force. In September of 2023, and when we get to this lawsuit, the lawsuit was filed in November of 2023. So pay attention to the dates and the timelines. In September of 2023, British media outlets Channel 4 and the Sunday Times published claims by four women of being sexually assaulted or gRaped by Brand. The accusers have not been identified. The comedian, author, and Get Him to the Greek actor had been interviewed by police about the allegations, which he denies. In a video posted Friday on X, Brand said, I've never engaged in non consensual activity. I pray that you see that by looking in my eyes. He added that I am now going to have the full opportunity to defend these charges in court, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. Known for his unbridled and risk stand up routines, Brand hosted shows on radio and television, wrote memoirs charting his battles with drugs and alcohol, appeared in several Hollywood movies, and was briefly married to pop star Katy Perry between 2010 and 2012. In recent years, Brand was largely disappeared from mainstream media, but has built up a large following online with videos mixing wellness and conspiracy theories. He recently said he had moved to the United States. Brand is due to appear in a London court on May 2nd. Jaswant Naral of Britain's Crown Prosecution Service. I have to go visit England because I just want to see how their legal stuff is set up. It's just so fascinating to me. Said prosecutors carefully reviewed the evidence after a police investigation into allegations made following the broadcast of a Channel 4 documentary in September of 2023. We have concluded that Russell Brand should be charged with offenses including gRape, sexual assault, and indecent assault, Narrow said. The Crown Prosecution Service reminds everyone that criminal proceedings are active and the defendant has the right to a fair trial. In January, the BBC apologized to staff members who felt unable to complain about Brand's conduct because of his celebrity status. Brand had two weekly radio shows on the BBC from 2006 to 2008 and worked periodically on a number of short term projects. The BBC acknowledged that it was clear that presenters have been able to abuse their positions in the past. So that is from the AP News. So that's currently what's going on in London. Now we're gonna go on over to the good state of New York. And this is the adult, and you know what? I always say I'm gonna do y'all a solid. We're gonna get back to that, but I want you guys to kind of see what it is that we're dealing with. Let me see. Don't my dog is trying to start. I think I'm gonna do it this way. Uh oh, you know what? Because the act is no longer available, I don't think I'll be able to look it up. Oh my gosh, I wish I would have saved it. I'm so hurt right now. Hold on. Oh, nope. Torts. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. You know what? Once again, I am treating this as if it is a live. It's okay. We'll get back to that. But going into this, so a lot of people don't realize that Mr. Russell Brand had a lawsuit that filed against him by a Jane Doe in 2023. November 3rd of 2023 to be exact, and this case is still active. Still active. 2023, 2024, all the way up. The most recent filing was filed on the 3rd, actually yesterday. And I'll get into that. But I want us to discuss the allegations that are in this Jane Doe complaint. Once again, we're going to look at the attorneys, y'all. Merson Law Firm, okay? They are spearheading a lot of some of the Diddy cases and some other personal injury cases involving SA. So shout out to the Merson Law Firm. Y'all don't be hating. And they actually even have, and since we're talking about ambulance chasers, since y'all like to call Tony Busby ambulance chasers, if y'all go to Merson Law's website, I think, hold up, let me do this right now. Y'all be surprised. I mean, are we going to call them ambulance chasers? Because they actually had the Alexander brothers on there. It was like oh man, where is it? Okay, well, maybe I'm just tripping. I think I'm tripping. It's probably another law firm. But either way, y'all, this is what they do. This is exactly what they do. So they do handle sexual assault. Abercrombie and Fitch. Oh, yep. See, look. The brothers, Diddy, Bill Cosby, Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein. Ooh, Dr. Robert Haddon. I don't even know who that is. Look at this. Urge. Victims urged to contact. Harvey Weinstein, Sarah Lawrence College, Lawrence Ray. Look at this. Catholic Church cases, prison abuse cases. Okay, so y'all might as well call them a ambulance chaser because they show out here trying to get, individuals to actually call. Yeah, they handle business. So shout out to the Merson Law Firm. Look at this. This is what I seen right here. This is what I seen. Look at this. Look at this. Catholic Church. Buffalo Diocese. Oh my gosh. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all only know what some of these content creators put out. So all you be like, oh my God, it's just about Diddy, da 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 da. No, that's what's in the spotlight because he is a celebrity. You're not going to see cases when it comes to the Buffalo Diocese. You may hear a little bit of something about the Catholic Church, here and there. I don't even know who Dr. Robert Haddon is, but whoever he is, it's big enough for the Merson Law Firm to have. But all we really hear is Diddy. You don't even hear about the Alexander brothers. That's why I decided to do that because people weren't talking about the Alexander brothers. Now, people like y'all talk about free Diddy, but I ain't hear nobody say free Tal, Alon, and Oren. Or I ain't hear nobody say free Diddy. I didn't hear anybody say free the bishop at the Catholic Church. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get back into what I was talking about. All right, so this is the lawsuit against Jane Doe. She not against, I'm sorry. Jane Doe filed against Russell Brand as well as Warner Brothers and let's see, Langley Park Pictures. Plaintiff is being represented by Merson Law. And it states that this action was brought under the Adult Survivors Act, in which they actually filed a couple of days before its expiration. And it stated that the plaintiff, who was sexually abused by defendant Russell Brand on the set of the motion picture Author, where she was employed as an actor. Plaintiff was sexually assaulted by defendant Russell Brand when he misused the power, fame, and prestige given to him by defendants Warner Brother Pictures, Inc., Warner Brother Discovery, MBST Entertainment, Bender Spink, and Langley Park Pictures in such a nefarious and horrific way. In performing the sexual assault set forth below, Russell Brand committed multiple torts, including but not limited to sexual assault, sexual battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress pursuant to the New York common law. Defendant Warner Brothers, the Pictures, the Discovery, MBST Entertainment, Bender Spink, and Langley Pictures are also culpable and liable because they knew or should have known that Russell Brand was acting sexually inappropriately towards women on the set, including exposing his genitalia, sexually abusing women, and sexually assaulting women, but did nothing to stop it. The defendants did not investigate, reprimand, supervise, nor in any way try to stop Russell Brand from sexually abusing, assaulting, and/or battering women on set or involved with a production of Author. Moreover, the defendants condoned and encouraged Russell Brand's sexual misconduct, abuse, assault, and/or battery of women, including on company premises, by doing nothing to stop it, despite knowing of his sexually inappropriate and abusive behavior on set. Russell Brand's intentional exposure of his genitals on set that day before the actual abuse, and by providing Russell Brand with staff and facilities to aid in his actual abuse of women on the set. Plaintiff claims against those defendants are liable for the negligence and negligent hiring, retention, and supervision because they knew or should have known that Russell Brand was actually assaulting, and battering women on set or involved in the production of author, but failed to stop it, investigate it, or protect plaintiff and other women. As widely reported in the media, there have been numerous other similar instances as follows. Four women alleged that Brand actually assaulted them between 2006 and 2013. One woman alleged that Brand actually assaulted her while working in Los Angeles. A Channel 4 employee alleged that Brand exposed his ding dong to her in his dressing room and suggested she perform oral on him. Another person alleged that Brand flashed his ding dong at a woman on a BBC set, and it alleged that some of Brand's colleagues at Channel 4 felt their role was to assist Brand in meeting young women, making them feel like pimps. And thus, you remember the article that we just read, and BBC apologized for not making these women feel safe. hmm Plaintiff was sexually abused by defendant Russell Brand on or about July 7th, 2020. 2020, y'all, during COVID. Let's get down to the facts. They're just saying, exactly where everybody is located, and here are the facts. In or about 2010. Oh, wait, hold that. I think they did something. I think they meant 2010. I think that's what they meant, but I may be wrong. In or about 2010, plaintiff was employed as an extra to appear in a scene of the movie author filmed at the Le Cirque restaurant located at that address, and the scene was expected to shoot over 3 days. Said scene began filming on or about July 7th, 2010. I think it was a typo. I think they meant to say 2010, not 2020. On July 7th, 2010, Russell Brand was visibly intoxicated and carried an open alcohol bottle while on the set. Plaintiff was sitting at a table in the restaurant waiting to begin filming when Russell Brand made eye contact with her. While Brand continued to stare at plaintiff, Brand pulled his ding dong out of his pants in an open and obvious manner while directly facing the plaintiff. When Russell Brand exposed his ding dong, it was done openly and obviously in the presence of everyone on the set, including employees of the corporate defendants. However, no one disciplined, supervised, or reprimanded Brand, protected plaintiff, or the other people present from Brand's actual inappropriate conduct, or sent Brand home, which would have and should have avoided the actual assault altogether. Instead, Brand's behavior was treated as acceptable to the corporate defendants' employees on set. Later that day, during a break in filming, plaintiff entered a stall in the bathroom, believing that she was the only person in the multi-stall bathroom. When plaintiff exited the stall, Russell Brand was in the restroom physically blocking the exit with his body, with his pants pulled down and his ding dong exposed to the plaintiff once again. Scared and afraid, plaintiff asked Brand if he was okay. Plaintiff proceeded to wash her hands and pretend that Brand was not exposing himself or blocking her only means of escape because she was fearful for her safety and for the continuity of this job, given the corporate defendant's employees' prior complacency with and seeming acceptance of Brand's overt sexual misconduct from earlier that day. Brand then walked behind plaintiff and pressed himself up against her backside. Brand forced plaintiff into a stall and repeatedly asked her to kiss his ding dong. Brand then pushed plaintiff's head down and forced his ding dong into, ooh, oh, yep, trigger warning already on there. The forced oral continued until plaintiff was able to push Brand away and escape the bathroom. When plaintiff exited the bathroom, there was a production crew member directly outside the bathroom door in a position that indicated that they were guarding the door to ensure that Brand would not be interrupted as he cornered and sexually assaulted plaintiff. Wow. Following Brand sexual assault of plaintiff was not asked back for the second or third days of filming and was only paid for 1 day of work. Cause of action, obviously the assault. So we have causes of action: assault against Russell Brand, battery against Russell Brand. And the reason why I'm not reading these because it's obvious. False imprisonment, he locked her, pretty much entrapped her in the bathroom without her consent and made her do things. Intentional infliction of emotional distress, we all know by him doing that. And I hope she sought therapy for this. Negligent hiring, retention, and supervision against Warner Brother Pictures. So all of those defendants. Because the fact that this man told somebody, an employee, to stand by the door to ensure that nobody came in, that's wild. Like you knew what you were doing, if this is indeed true. Then we also have negligence against the other defendants, mainly the Warner Brothers, because the reason why they are also including the corporations or the Warner Brothers and the other defendants is because those are like their, how can I say this? They're the corporate employee. They're the employees. They have the directors. Even though Brand is the actor and he's the one that's doing the movie, they pretty much hired him, if that makes sense. So it's like they are responsible for anything that happens on set to all parties, whether you're the employee, whether you are a actor or actress, whatever you are, the stunt man, whatever the case may be, you are employed by Warner Brothers. So pretty much what they should have done is ensure that everybody that was under their direction was safe and in a safe environment, safe from being sexually abused, safe from being assaulted in any type of way, so on and so forth. So that's why they are included in these lawsuits. So they are very much responsible, because if they would have done what they were supposed to do, if they saw him drunk, they should have sent him home, and therefore nothing would have happened. So that's pretty much that. Let me see what she's asking for, if they put that in here. So yeah, psychological, medical, emotional, all of that. So she demands a judgment against defendants in such a sum as a jury would find fair, just, and adequate, and containing the following relief. She wants a declaratory judgment that the actions, conduct, and practices of defendants complained herein violated the laws of the state of New York. She wants an injunction and permanently restraining defendants from engaging in any type of unlawful conduct ever again. Award damages in the amount to be determined by trial, plus any prejudgment interest, to compensate plaintiff for all monetary and economic harm to her personal and professional representation, and loss of her career fulfillment. Because I'm pretty sure after that, she probably said F Hollywood if that was her dream. Non-monetary and or compensatory harm, including but not limited to compensate oh Lord, compensation for physical anguish and mental anguish, and all other monetary and non-monetary losses suffered by the plaintiff. Punitive and exemplary damages according to proof. Award cost the plaintiff that she has occurred in order to start this lawsuit, reasonable attorney fees, and whatever other relief that the court deems just and proper. Okay, so she filed this on November 3rd, 2023. Now, he filed an answer way past Because I mean, that says, well, it just depends on when they actually serve them. But listen to his account on things, y'all. Here's his preliminary statement. So this is his answer or his response to Jane Doe's lawsuit. It reads, plaintiff's entire lawsuit is premised on the false claim that Brand was visibly intoxicated while filming Author in 2010. While allegedly intoxicated, plaintiff contends that Brand actually assaulted her on set. Brand has been sober since December 13, 2002. By the time plaintiff filed her complaint in November 2023, Brand had not used drugs or alcohol for nearly 21 years. It appears that plaintiff is unable to distinguish acting from reality. I'm over here scratching my head already. Famously, the character Arthur Bach, originally played by Dudley Moore in the 1981 comedy Arthur is a Drunk. So I already see where this is going. Please don't tell me that y'all said this man was in character the whole time. Is if that is going to be your defense, what? Brand, an actor and comedian, played the same role in the 2010 remake. While Brand's job was to act drunk and portray a drunk in the film, he did not sip he did not drink a sip of alcohol or consume any drugs at the time during production. At that point, Brand had been sober for approximately 8 years. Plaintiff's faulty memory of the events she alleged in her complaint, more than 13 years after they supposedly happened, is fatal to her claims. Brand was not visibly intoxicated, nor did he smell of alcohol. The open alcohol bottle he allegedly carried, was a prop for the film, and at no time did he ever expose himself to plaintiff or otherwise assault her. Indeed, Brand does not recognize plaintiff by her name or from her photograph and does not recall ever having any altercation with her whatsoever. The allegations in the complaint are false in every material aspect. They denied all the claims, y'all. Let me see. Yeah, he pretty much denied everything. Thus, that's normally what you do in the first place. You deny all the claims. It doesn't matter. I don't want to say it doesn't matter if it's true. And if you don't know, all you have to do is just like, okay, we lack sufficient knowledge to know whether the allegation is true or false. Classic language. Facts of the case. So he's denying or he's saying that he doesn't have enough knowledge to know whether the allegation is true or false. And that's mainly what he's going to put on here. But I just want to read that first part with you guys so y'all can understand. And I really felt that that's the way that they're going to push this narrative, is that because he played a drunk in the film, that that's what he was doing. But he didn't expose himself. He didn't, hold her hostage in the bathroom or anything of that nature. That's interesting. Now, I'm going to get down here because I want to see what these decisions and orders are. So, motion 4 was for an attorney to enter in as pro hoc vice. Notice deficiency. All right, so they had an order and compliance conference, kind of seeing where the case is on yesterday. Let's see what it says. Okay. These are just mainly dates. All right. So they're saying on the 16th, the conference was held. These are, and it's crazy because, wait, Mark, why does that seem, yeah, these are they are a good defense firm too. Caraco, Shear, Tremonte. I see them on a lot of those Diddy cases too. But anywho's, December 3rd. Okay, both defendant Russell Brand and corporate defendant served responses to plaintiffs. So they already did discovery back on December 24th. So depositions was today. Ooh. So plaintiff had Jane Doe had her deposition actually today. Brand's deposition is on May 2nd. And then Warner Brothers and all the other defendants that were named, their depositions are on the 16th. Um, Post EBT demands, not EBT, the food stamp. Demands shall be served within 30 days of each deposition and responses within 30 days of receiving the demands. Defendants to designate IME within 30 days of the plaintiff's deposition and hold the IME within 45 days after the IME is designated. Note of issue is June 30th, 2025. Okay, so plaintiff had hers today. So as soon as they had hers, whoever the court reporter is, they would do their transcripts. They'll get their transcripts, go over it, and then defendant Brand will have his deposition on the 2nd. They'll get his transcripts and go over it. Now they will exchange deposition transcripts, because if they want to redo a demand, like, okay, you stated in your deposition that such such and such and such, okay, they can include that in the demand letter. um oh, this is interesting. So they're still in the discovery phase. I'm just going to put it that way. They are still in the discovery phase. So after all of the depositions have concluded, then they will go to mediation and try to settle this. Yep, so that's where they are right now. Man. So, and look how long this is taking, y'all. This is taking approximately, when this was filed November. So this November it will be 2 years. These litigation cases, when you're talking about assault, they're not easy. They are not easy at all. And this is just a civil case. This is nothing like the Diddy case. Okay. Now, the crazy part is, I don't know how UK does their things. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they. I got to talk to somebody. I don't know how to get in contact with anybody over there, but I wish I could, because I want to be a fly on the room. Now, in his answer, he stated that, let's go back, just so we know. We're going to go back to what they said. So, they said he had been sober since December 13th, 2002. In 2021, he had not used drugs or alcohol for nearly 21 years. Huh? I'm over here kind of thinking. So he had not used drugs or alcohol for nearly 21 years at the time of this filing. So if it was 2023 and we subtract 21 years, that would be 2002. So they're saying since 2002 he has been sober. So anything that happened between 2002 all the way up to now, he hasn't taken the drink or have done any type of narcotics. That's what they're saying. Very interesting. Very interesting. I have to go back and pull up some articles to see if there was anything, out of the ordinary, or any thing that has been brought up. Because here, as I stated on paragraph 8 of her complaint, it said that and these are the four women. So now in the news that they're talking about the women who have pressed charges against him. So one of them is being in LA. The other ladies are in the United Kingdom. And it says that he actually assaulted them between 2006 to 2013. So what they're trying to say is, during that time period, one, he wasn't doing no alcohol or no drugs, okay? And he darn well didn't grape nobody. That's what he's saying. Very interesting case, but I wanted to bring that to you guys' attention. Like I said, Diddy's not the only one out here that's being accused of heinous crimes. But, I wanted to shed some light on Mr. Russell Brand because this is something I should have done when I was initially going to do it back in June. I think it was like June or July, to expose all of these people. Like I said, Russell Brand, Cuba Gooding Jr. I even seen Ben Affleck, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Ben Affleck. Um, I'm gonna see how I search that New York State list and see what I can pull up, and I might come back again with another video to kind of show y'all who all has been sued for SA. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, you all be blessed and I'm out. Bye.